Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands, connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
How much Briscoe? I trust him.
The British public are the best form of entertainment in the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts
Took that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning, that's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is a huge operation. Behind the scenes, a dedicated workforce grafts 24/7 to keep everything on track.
We are the unsung heroes of the railway.
And on the front line is an army of devoted ambassadors.
I'll put your suitcase in just so you're not standing there for a while.
From whistleblowers to breakfast chefs.
Oh, me bacon.
These guys and gals are the public face of the railway, and they're primed for every eventuality.
Apparently some suspicious youths just sit around with cycle racks.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone.
Highly trained to deal with the best
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here.
and the worst that we, Joe Public, can throw at them.
If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested.
It's their job to keep calm and carry on.
I reckon there's a total loss of power, but being a Friday, it couldn't get worse.
Through good times and bad.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my mind.
I had one guy who said, "Can I have a poached egg?" And I said, "No, you can't have a poached egg." I says, "Because we've only got omelettes, so I do apologise, sir." And he went, "No." He says, "I don't think you understand. Can I have a poached egg?" And I went, "I don't know what you would understand, that I've only got omelettes." And I had to say it quite sternly. And he went, "But really, don't they come from the same place as chicken?" And I went, "Well, they do, but..." I says, "They're not made on a train, so the omelettes are made and then they're brought on, and I regenerate them." And he went, "So you don't do poached eggs?" And I just went, nah, mate, nah.
All aboard the full English breakfast club. Dishing up over 16,000 fry-ups a year are top chef Mark and customer service assistant Karen.
Morning. Did you place an order with the chef this morning? What did you order? Here we go. Okay, so. All right. Oh. Any tomato sauce or brown sauce? Thank you very much. Cheers.
Got a lid. Put the dong on it.
It's 4:20 in the morning. Mark's always very tired at this point, and I'm always very ill. Morning, you all right? We're on the 045 from Newcastle to London King's Cross this morning. We stop at Durham, Darlington, Northallerton, York, Doncaster, Newark, Northgate, Grantham, Peterborough, and then London King's Cross. So 9 stops. 9 stops, yeah. 9 stops. 8 of them we pick up and we do the service from.
East Coast services start at 4:45 a.m., catering for sleep-starved commuters. 60 members of staff rose well before dawn to get this Newcastle to London train up and running.
Coming alive now, coming alive.
Despite the cosy cooking area, Mark still has 5 different breakfast dishes up his sleeve.
Karen, I hate the bits on the roasties, so I just smooth the roasties down.
The conditions may be cramped, but Mark wouldn't want to chef anywhere else.
You've got your bonuses of a fantastic job, and you've got the job security, because you know you refer to the railway as a job for life as well, because you just feel very secure in your job on the railway. Woo! Smoky! This is typical.
This is my toast.
This is Sue toast. Oh, it's lovely, as you can see.
When the heat's on in the kitchen, it's often Karen who keeps an eye on quality control.
Could never ever serve anybody that, could you?
I went to the job centre and they said to me, we've got 2 jobs here. Either one be a butcher or one join the railway. And I thought, well, transport sounds interesting to me. None of my family or relatives have ever been on the railway. I'm the first person in the family to work on the railway, so I'll go for it.
Yes, 47 years after taking that job, JR is now one of the York team's longest-serving members. He's done almost every job at the station. But the thing he loves best is dispatching trains. Over his 5-decade-long career, JR has sent off over 50,000 services.
Anybody for the London, you want to be further down. Further down. Doors up.
Today is a very important day.
8:43.
Because after all those years on the job, JR is retiring.
Hello, Graham.
Is this your last day?
It is. I thought you... Is that for me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
Oh, you're a big mate of mine. All right, see you.
And one of York's regulars, train spotter Graham, is determined to mark this momentous occasion.
Oh, my God. It's like Christmas all over. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's see what it is. Decanter. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much, Graham.
Remember for the Scottish whiskey.
I will do now. That's my card. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll treasure that. Good luck, goodbye from Graham. Train spotter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I will miss him, but life goes on, doesn't it?
For JR is going to be a long and emotional final day. It's hen and stacktastic at Newcastle Station. Until disaster strikes.
I reckon there's a total loss of power.
Never happens at the quietest of times.
Spanning the length of Britain, the East Coast Line clocks up 19 million passenger journeys a year. Its staff have seen it all.
I had a lady come into the station, and I could see she was like holding her face like this. And her husband ran over and he went, excuse me, excuse me. I went, what's the problem? Can I help you? He went, my wife's glass eyes popped out. He went, it's on the track. What had happened was her son was going away in the army or something, and she'd cried that much that the eye had popped out. We took it back up, and I actually helped the lady wash it. She put it back in. And I never laughed all the way through, but it wasn't till later on Glenn said to me, you kept your face straight all the way through that. He said, you even washed that glass eye. He went, if that's not going the extra mile, I don't know what is.
Jumping eyeballs are not the only bizarre items the East Coast staff have to contend with.
We've had wooden legs, all sorts in our lost property, blow-up dolls, everything.
At York Station, Julie's been directing trains and playing mum to passengers for 14 years.
What you done? Lost your bag?
Yeah, look at my bag.
Where's your case? Are you just going for a day?
The Shard Tower.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone. All not right.
Well,
There you go.
I did an emergency toilet from the
Ah.
top.
Julie's duties are wide and varied, and she's used to dealing with the unexpected.
From leaving the children on the platform, people collapsing, injuries, everything. I just love it. Every day is different. You get disruption, and it's just lovely.
Today, it's not so happy Abby who has caused the disruption.
Just to let you know, I'm going to be a bit late because I've been an idiot and dropped my bags down the train line. All right, I'll see you when I can.
Did it just slip out of your hand? Ah.
I was an idiot and had my bag on my suitcase and lifted it up to get into the carriage and it just fell down. Nightmare.
It may just be a little handbag, but any item on the track signals major disruption.
Hello, it's Julie Garney. Stop the services coming through platform 3 while I'm on the track. Yes, please. Thank you, bye. Got my high visible vest on, I've got my boots on, trousers. I don't want to go down with a skirt on. Show all my legs.
I'm a hairdresser, so all of my equipment's all in my bag. And I've missed my train now. I'm on my way to do a photo shoot in Sheffield. Such an idiot. I feel really bad.
With an entire track out of service, Julie leaps into action.
There you go. All right.
You're welcome, Abby. That's all part of the service.
All done, and the lady's got her bag back.
Newcastle, a mecca for stag and hen parties. It's the last Friday of the month, Payday, and hundreds of revelers are arriving at the station for the start of a big night out. On the platform tonight is Daz, a man who's come across so many crazy costumes he could open a fancy dress shop.
It was last year, the year before, one lost his 2 tiger suits and lost property, and they've been left by obviously some stag party. So me and Mark put these tiger suits on, ran around the station. It was just absolutely funny as hell. Everybody was cracking up laughing. It was me and Collie just running around in these tiger suits. It was a right laugh.
From early afternoon, there are hens aplenty flouncing on and off trains.
You getting married, mate?
And ever alert to the call to action, Banana Man, who's less alert than a superhero should be.
And always wear clean pants, kids, in case you get hit by a car.
I was going to say she'll be a lucky girl, but he wasn't packing much, right?
Daz has been working at Newcastle Station for 12 years, and Payday Friday shifts are always the liveliest.
Problems we get with stag and hen parties, we get a lot of delay off trains because what they do is they're obviously just sitting to the very last moment. They hear the announcements on the train, but they're not really paying attention. Then when the train stops, they're like looking out the window and they can see the Newcastle sign and they say, "We're here." All right, girls, we'll have to rush you. had instances where people have put the windows down and they've actually physically dived out onto the platform because obviously they've realised that it's their station. What the hell are you doing in that?
Daz has his hands full with a station full of party animals.
I've got to say.
But his shift is about to get a whole lot harder.
Nothing going north at the minute.
90 miles south at East Coast Control Center, there's high drama. A lightning bolt has hit some of the signals, and this could mean chaos for the network and for Daz.
East Coast Control, Robin speaking. Basically, at about 3 o'clock, there was a thunderstorm south of Berwick. That's knocked out some of the signalling. What we've had to do is cancel trains at Edinburgh and cancel trains at Newcastle to stop sending trains towards the affected area.
I reckon there's a total loss of power, so the next 2 trains I think will make it in, and then we'll make have nothing for our well.
Delays are bad at the best of times, but on a busy Friday, they're disastrous. 17 trains an hour, each carrying around 400 passengers, are scheduled to pass through Newcastle today. With the service stalled, disgruntled passengers will not only get stuck on board, thousands could start to pile up on the station platforms.
And you're talking tens of thousands of passengers and packed into the doorways as well. And obviously it's rammed, you've just got to see passengers everywhere.
A lot of people going home for the weekend, etc., going away for the weekend. You know, sod's law, but that's the way it is. Never happens at the quietest of times.
Looks like Daz's Payday Friday could become the shift from hell. In York, veteran of the railways, JR, has seen his fair share of crisis management. But today, his shift is not about controlling chaos, it's about saying goodbye.
There's 3 teams on that station. To me, it's like my family. So I meet them regular. If I want for a drink, I'll see them somewhere. Go around to see them at their house, have a drink with them. Oh yeah, they're all. I'll keep friendly. Yeah, I'll always be there. Always be my mates.
All the best to you, darling. You take care.
When I left my house this morning, I thought, it's weird. When I come back here at 2 o'clock or whatever, I've finished. And this gentleman here is always giving me mints. He looks after me on the sweet department. See you later.
There's one person who means more to him than all the rest. His teammate of 17 years and current boss, Paola.
JR is loved, honestly, by everybody here. He's just always been the same. He comes into work positive, upbeat, always the same, never sad.
Oh, what's that? Forever friends. And we will be. We will be always friends for the rest of our lives. Paola.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy today.
I know what that one now going up. We changed locks. I'm only joking. Yeah, so, hey, can't go in. Keep him out. They've changed all locks. He's gone. Change them. That's it.
We do actually change the codes on the door when people leave. But it's that's just what we do as part of process and security, but he'll never be shut out.
As one of Paola's team takes his leave, another new recruit's life on the railway is just beginning.
I was in my previous role as a fishmonger, and one of my customers was Paola, the station manager now, and like what she saw in me, thought I'd be good at the job. I got, you could say, poached. It's a massive change for me, but it's the best decision I've ever made, to be honest.
Paola might have poached Liam away from the salmon, but he's got a lot to prove before he's ready to dispatch trains like JR. At the moment, his main task is station security.
Every hour, I have to do a full lap of the station. So I'm looking for anything suspicious, any hidden packages, all of them platforms, the travel centre, the car parks, the bike racks. I've got to check all that within 1 hour, and I've got to do that every hour for my full shift.
Railway rookie Liam has to be extra specially vigilant.
Apparently there's some suspicious youths just up around the cycle racks the past a few minutes ago, drinking. I don't think they were probably old enough to drink, but the police are on their way anyway. I'm pretty sure they've cleared off, but I have to go down this platform anyway, so. And the police have just gone down by the bike racks as well, so just to check that those youths have definitely cleared off, which it appears they have. And at random intervals also, the Department for Transport, they will come and they'll test us. They can and quite often do plant something. So last time it was a small black hole doll. They give us 2 hours really to find it. So they're the hide and seek experts really.
Did you find it on that occasion?
The last time, no, I didn't. So I really feel the pressure now to make sure next time they come that I've got to find it. So everyone thinks, yeah, if Liam's great at his job, Liam's going to find it. If Liam's on duty, we know we're safe. Yeah, no worries, Pav. I'm on platform 7, but I'll make way over.
Liam's been called to check a security alert.
I just had a message of some unattended luggage at the front of the station, so this is when I come in useful and earn my money, so I'll have to have a look at that.
The unattended bag could represent a major security threat. Liam is straight on the case.
Let's have a look. Yeah, as predicted, pretty much nothing. Nothing. No, I think we're all clear. Safe to fight another day.
Problems pile up on Payday Friday.
And the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous.
And while the hens make the best of a bad day, it could be game over for the stags.
The only person that caught the last train north was the stag.
It's Payday Friday in Newcastle, and information controller Daz is in the middle of one of the most stressful shifts of his year. Everybody wants to start their weekend, but thousands of passengers are going nowhere fast.
All I can do is ask you to wait a while. There's nothing moving at the moment north of Newcastle. Okay. So if you have a seat in the waiting room or on the platforms, and as soon as we know something, we're going to come round, but listen to our announcements as well, yeah? Okay. If I have a seat in the waiting room, I have a seat on the platforms, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know. Right, listen to our announcements, so madam, okay?
All right, thanks very much.
90 miles south in the central control room is controlled chaos because of an unexpected lightning strike.
45 minutes. Who am I to stop thundering and lightning? I'm afraid, you know, that does happen. The systems short out. And we don't end up with a situation unsafe, and we don't end up with a train heading into an area where there is no signalling at all.
4 trains heading north from King's Cross and 3 trains heading south from Scotland have all been stopped in their tracks.
There's a waiting room and that there if you want to keep warm and that up here. As soon as we know, we'll let you know. Cheers, thank you. The hardest thing is obviously the passengers all want to know what's going on. Until I don't know anything, I'll try to listen to that and keep the trains going at the same time as well as everybody talking to us, so it makes it quite hard.
Over 3,000 passengers are stuck on trains, and the number waiting at Newcastle station is about to hit 1,000. It's up to Daz to keep calm and carry on.
I do believe there's been buses ordered, but we'll obviously have to wait and see what happens in the next half an hour.
It's a good night out. It's a good night out in Newcastle anyway.
A very good night. A party city, yeah? Okay.
Central Control has to take action before the situation gets worse.
Just bear with me. Nicola, November 19's nearly in Newcastle, so that could form Echo 2-1.
The decision is taken to terminate all northbound trains at Newcastle and send them back down south, keeping the service running between Newcastle and London at least.
Right, this is the 1558 to London. You can get on now. Anybody travelling on the 1558?
So for Daz, it's all changed as his northbound trains have just become southbound.
Right, let's get it away, let's get it away. All right, bud. No crew, no buffet crew. I'm not worried about the buffet crew, but we've got a gardener driver that'll do, yeah? Cheers, though, thank you.
With the southbound passengers out of his hair, Daz has still to deal with the northbound passengers stranded on the other platforms. Their trains are still not running, but although many are dressed up with nowhere to go, some have come prepared.
We've got some gin and tins and...
The train's delayed, but we're making the most of it.
We're having a hen party on the station.
We're having a platform party. My little sister's getting married, so every guy around is going to be crying their eyes out because this beautiful lady's taken. Well done, Nikki.
Cheers, ladies. If only the lads were as well organised.
We're here on a stag do. 22 people. The only person that caught the last train north was the stag, who's now at Edinburgh Station on his own in a kilt, dressed like Mel Gibson. He looks a state and he's on his own. We're all a bit sad for him. The one rule is that no one leaves the stag alone, and 21 other people left the stag alone. We have completely dropped the ball.
We don't know what to do now. We don't know how to get to Edinburgh. We're completely lost.
You got me.
Rebecca here doesn't know what to do.
Rebecca.
We're lost.
Rebecca.
So far, Daz has managed to keep a cool head. But as disruption continues, he starts to feel the pressure.
The more trains that come in and terminate, the more passengers we're going to have here. As you can see from them, there's quite a lot of people close to the edges and that, you know, and the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous, and it's obviously a concern, you know. But being a Friday, it couldn't get worse. It cannot get worse on a Friday.
"270 miles away, down south at King's Cross, self-confessed trolley dolly Jack is preparing for showtime. Jack used to fancy treading the boards, but since starting his job on the railway, he's realized there's no more captive an audience than one trapped on a train.
If I'm there and I'm having fun and I'm talking to the customers, I'm being a bit show busy, I'm having a bit of fun with them, then that makes my day go quicker. If they're then enjoying their journey because I'm being a bit silly, then that makes their journey go a bit quicker. Everyone has a nicer day. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Allen, catering crew leader for your journey. I did performing arts when I was in college as an A-level, so I mean, maybe it probably stems from that. For those passengers in standard class who do wish to remain seated, the trolley service is making its way through the train. Yeah, that's my stage. Any teas, coffee, cold drink? Make sure that's actually the right items, that I haven't charged you for something you've not got. Is that okay? No worries. I'll chuck that away for you if you want. It's not part of the receipt. I just like going through, chatting rubbish to people. I do it to confuse people. I know what I'm doing. Professional me. Any refreshments at all? Just, oops, sorry. I'm throwing milk at people now. Yeah, sorry, I won't drop that one on you. That'd be really mean of me. It's kind of like manoeuvring a full shopping cart down a moving train. Oh, sorry, is that your bag there, sir? Yes, sir. Sorry, that's all right. Sir, this is quite heavy. I don't want to damage anything. Until you get the hang of it, you're constantly crashing into people's seats and nearly running people over, which most people tend not to be too happy about.
And while mastering his trolley act, Jack's bumped into all sorts.
We actually had Prince Philip travelling with sort of 6 or 7 of his security detail who were mildly terrifying. I was very worried that I would get something wrong. I was worried that the train would jolt and I would get coffee everywhere. Luckily, that didn't happen. I did that really awkward and annoying thing that when you're talking to someone, your voice breaks. Sort of, can I get you any coffee, sir? Oh, no.
Eagle-eyed staff might even get to spot their favourite celeb somewhere along the line.
Hugh Grant was trying to get into the toilet, which was closed for painting. So I took my chance, ran up, asked him if he'd like to use the toilet, and took him upstairs to the office. I found myself in the staff kitchen with him. He asked me where the toilet was, and when I went to show him, nothing came out of my mouth because I was so sort of in awe. We have a sign on the back of the toilet door now. Hugh Grant sat here.
It's not just Hollywood stars and royalty who frequent the East Coast Line.
We're on the 11 o'clock from King's Cross to Edinburgh, and it stings up there. I think I've got a bit of an eye for it, if I'm honest. It's not that I'm on the lookout, but I usually do pick up pretty quickly if I see someone famous.
Missed him, unfortunately, but Paul McCartney was on station a few weeks ago.
Bobby Robson, a mate had, he's fantastic. He was in when, obviously, before he passed away.
Jeremy Paxman, I used to work at Berg for a while. He was really nice. Big bloke, like really tall bloke, you know, when you get to see people in like real life, you don't realise some of them are either small or some of them are really big, you know.
And some of them are larger than life.
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here. Recycled. Thank you for a lovely journey again.
Bye-de-bye, Sue.
Next leg of the journey, Skegness! Bye.
Keeping cool with famous faces is one thing. But one VIP who gets everybody hot under the collar is a customer so important they have to go completely incognito. She, who shall not be named or even seen, is what's known as a mystery shopper. Mysterious by name and blurry by nature.
Can I just say something to you? I have no idea.
Today is Bianca, Jack and Beth's turn to be spied on, but they don't even know it.
I'm definitely a people person. As you can probably tell, I can't stop talking. So it's the perfect job for me. I just enjoy it because every day is different. You never meet the same sort of people.
Bianca and I get on well. She talks an awful lot, but then that's Bianca.
They think they could spot an undercover agent a mile off.
Some of them can be sort of obvious. They'll be writing things down. They'll be sitting in certain carriages.
The last for specialities.
Yeah. I wouldn't say go the extra mile, but they'll ask you to sort of, can I have a bottle of water? And you say, yeah, no problem, I'll bring that down for you. And as long as you bring it back, they know things like that.
But today, Bianca and Beth's Secret Service radar is way off course.
Yeah, can I have the apple juice? Unfortunately, I've only got orange this morning. Orange, okay? Any biscuits for you?
No, thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
We had one guy that was on once. We were going to Leeds. He came up from London, got off at Wakefield. We came straight back half an hour later and he got back on again. We were sort of all stood on the train going, I don't think you did much while you were in Wakefield, did you? But most of the time you can't really tell who they are.
So, will their customer service make the grade? Did Bianca and Beth's onboard performance impress the mystery shopper?
They seemed like a really nice team. They worked well together. They worked hard. No, they were good. They were really good. And they were cheerful with it. And they obviously wanted you to enjoy it.
Daz tries to keep his spirits up.
I stink of booze. Somebody probably complained that I've been drinking.
And JR faces the final curtain.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
After 47 years of loyal service, JR is working out his last ever shift. That's got to be worth the party.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, look at this. My favourite is pork pies. Oh, God. It's fantastic. Oh, my God. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll be all right.
Right, all the best, John.
We'll see you later on. Thank you. See you later. Thank you. Oh, my word.
But JR's final day is far from over.
Yeah.
He's still got his last ever train to dispatch.
All right. I'm feeling all right, but it's a shame it's going to be my last service to dispatch. Once this goes out of the platform, my last train for the rest of my life, so it's going to be emotional for me. Very upset about it, really.
JR dispatched his first train in 1987, and he's seen off over 30 a day ever since.
That's first stop London, sir. Coach where, sir? E, there it is, just behind you. OK. Here we go, in that train. Just watch it out, make sure it's OK. He's clapping his horn, he must know it's my last train. There she goes. That's it, isn't it, Paula? That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, dear Faith. A bit sad about that. Anyway, I'll be all right.
Oh.
JR's 47 years of service to the line and to Joe Public is complete. But back at Newcastle, Daz's job is far from over. It's payday and a hen and stag do Friday, and after 2 hours of delays in both directions, the first train from Edinburgh finally arrives. The train needs to be cleaned quickly before it is turned around and sent back down the line, and Daz has drawn the short straw.
Basically what's happened here is the last stag party, like some stag parties do, decide to treat with trains like they're a tip. It's just disgusting this. I mean, these passengers, there have been 8 passengers, maybe 10 will be sitting in these seats now. I'm just going to try and get what I can off here just to make it look presentable at least, but I've got no tape. I would normally just tape the seat off. But I mean, look at this, man. It's unacceptable behaviour, isn't it? If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested. Simple as that, because that's what they do on the airlines, but we have to put up with it. I stink of booze. Somebody will probably complain that I've been drinking. Not what we can do, we'll just have to get it away. I haven't been drinking, mate. I want to eat the day after that.
And at long last, there's good news from the control centre about the north running trains.
Sierra 20, the 1400 King's Cross Aberdeen's just arrived in platform 2, so that should clear as many northbound passengers as possible. Trains will be running normally between Newcastle and Berwick in a few minutes.
Finally, the whole line is up and running again, and Daz can see light at the end of the tunnel.
The way things are going, by about 7 o'clock, we should have most passengers away by then, you know, so it should be good. We're getting there now, we're getting there, slowly but surely we're starting to get there, yeah.
Trying to get to Edinburgh for a hen do and the train's here. We've been waiting 2 hours now. 2 hours. 2 hours. The train's here. Yeah.
But there's one final spanner in the works.
That's, this is a 1725, this one.
Stop at Northallerton.
No, disregard that.
Okay,
It's a glitch, all right? That's a 1725.
The controller might say yes, but the computer says no.
He's going to try and update it. Somehow the computer thinks it's a different train. I know, don't, it will be to 1725, sir. I'm getting him to do something about that, okay? Oh, little man. You all right, mate? I'll just push you to the back there for a couple of seconds, all right, darling? Let me off, because I haven't got a ticket. Believe it or not, and we'll have me for it, yeah? It is, sir, yes, 1725.
After an especially hectic Friday evening shift, no one deserves the relief of a weekend break more than Daz.
We've got everything back to normal. We're really happy, everybody's buzzing again. We're about to see the rest of the night out now. And I'll be off for a drink myself tonight and take my good lady for something eating that, yeah? It's payday, you know? You've got to date on payday, yeah?
With happy passengers finally on the move from Newcastle, back in York, there's one last surprise for one of the station's longest-serving staff members.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's a sad day for me. Thank you very much. Oh, it's a sad day. Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Oh, I'm upset now. I am happy though. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you all. Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. I won't forget you as long as I live. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paola.
Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
Come on then.
Great. Thank you.
JR has absolutely loved it. He didn't expect any of the little surprises that we gave him. We've given him a nice send-off and we'll see him. We'll look after him.
See you later. Bye-bye.